Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers, and I'm looking this morning at a book from Jordan Publishing, which is an interesting one. It's this heavy book here, Privacy and Personality Rights, and there's a subheading, Commercial Exploitation and Protection, written by three people, Robert Deacon, Nigel Lipton and Robert Pinker, with a foreword from Max Clifford. The book's about 650 pages long. There's some detailed blurb on the back. It follows the normal structure of a book with paragraph numbers at the sides and footnotes. There's a very useful index right at the back, which you can see there. And what you have got at the beginning is a detailed contents section. And it starts off, actually, brilliantly, with the Press Complaints Commission. And also it starts with a very detailed introduction on celebrities and the media, hence Mr. Clifford being asked to write a review, or a foreword rather, for this book. And in fact, Elizabeth, my wife, and I have produced a Flickr review which is quite detailed, and this is actually the main review. We've taken Max Clifford's quote and we've given it the title, The First Book of Its Kind to Deal with the Law Pertaining to the growing cult of celebrity. That's what this is all about. For those of us who have always wanted to be famous, beware, and of course someday you may get what you wish for, and you may need this book. It's very much a 21st century book in our view, and it is the first book of its kind. There have been other books dealing with image, persona, libel, the problems of expression as opposed to freedom of speech and so forth. But this is the first book that brings everything together as one sort of strand into the theme. Certainly fame, therefore, like anything else, has its highs and lows, but it's the lows, the downsides, particularly the pitfalls and precipices of fame, that await the unwary, driving them headlong in the direction of their legal team, or more than likely a media consultant like down-to-earth Max Clifford, who writes the foreword to this authoritative and timely work, with its careful, thorough, yet immensely readable examination of an emerging and ever-fascinating area of law. Now, for us as lawyers, we're familiar with contract and tort, we're familiar with the concepts perhaps of trademarks and personality, image, persona, whatever you want to call it. We've always had that intellectual property element within the common law and within statute law, and this now brings everything together. Max Clifford, of course, who became famous for advising the famous, is an acknowledged authority in the art and science of either raising the public profiles of his clients or alternatively making sure they jolly well stay out of the press, the latter being a slightly more difficult task than the former in our view. So in an age of burgeoning celebrity culture in which many of the famous are famous for being famous, the book cannot fail to become acknowledged in our view as the most authoritative reference available in those aspects of the law which relate to privacy, reputation, image and commercial exploitation of celebrities. To say, it's very new for the 21st century as a new approach to it all. It's the product of an expert team effort by a barrister, a solicitor and an international consultant at the PCC. And it covers a wealth of material in almost 700 pages, including initiating claims, applying for injunctions. Note Mr. Justice Tugendhat's comments as the new libel judge, if you like, in the High Court. Obviously things like copyright and so forth. Quote, to my knowledge, this is the first book of its kind that deals specifically with this growing area of law, says Clifford, adding that it will be a real help to many of us dealing and involved with the ever-increasing world of celebrity culture. And he's right. The very nature of the subject matter of the book, with household names galore referred to within it, which makes it very readable, together with, of course, its scholastic ability and its detailed authority, endow it with a fascination somewhat unusual in a work of legal reference. It's logically structured in 8 parts for ease of reference, and the final 2 parts contain precedents and appendices, and the work contains the expected and invaluable research tools that you'll want. I think you'll find the extensive tables of cases, statutes, statutory instruments and all the other information with the detailed index very helpful. It's, as I say, scholastic, it's topical, and it will certainly be placed very highly, in our view, on the must-purchase list for all practitioners in this often complex, conspicuous and highly sort of prolific area, and certainly for profiles it is, of law, as more and more of these sorts of books appear, dealing with the emerging law relating to celebrities as we see them today. So thank you to the authors and to Jordan Publishing for a great contribution to what is obviously going to be a growing industry. Thank you, bye bye.